Here's something that completely changed the way I understand attraction. You know, the number one reason a woman who genuinely likes a guy never fully falls for him, it's not that he wasn't attractive enough, funny enough, or successful enough. It's that she never felt safe enough. Not physically safe, emotionally safe. That quiet, almost subconscious feeling she gets around certain men that says, I can let my guard down here. I can stop performing and just be myself. Because here's what most men don't understand about how women experience attraction. For a man, attraction is fairly immediate. You see her, you feel it, you know. But for a woman, attraction is a process. It deepens over time as trust builds. Emotional safety is the soil that attraction grows in. Without it, she might like you, enjoy your company, even want things to work. But she'll never fully fall. She'll keep one foot near the exit because something in her gut says it's not safe to go all the way in yet. So here are the 7 things that actually create that safety. Not tactics, not manipulation. The real stuff that separates the men women enjoy from the men women choose. Number 1, you are the same person in every situation. Women are constantly, often unconsciously, watching for inconsistency. Because inconsistency signals unpredictability, and unpredictability feels unsafe. She's watching. Is he the same guy when he's frustrated as when everything's going well? Does his personality shift depending on who's in the room? Does he act one way when he wants something and a completely different way when he doesn't? When she finds a man who is consistently himself across every context, same values, same energy, same core character whether he's winning or struggling, something in her nervous system settles. Consistency is the language of trustworthiness. It says, what you see is what you get. No hidden versions, no surprises. And that makes her feel safe enough to stop looking for the catch. Number 2, you handle your own emotional weather without making her responsible for it. Here's a pattern that quietly kills so many connections before they have a chance to become real. He has a bad day, and instead of processing it like a man who knows how to manage his own interior world, he brings it to her in a way that makes her feel like she needs to fix it. His mood becomes her problem. His stress becomes her job. At first, she might lean in. She's caring. She wants to help. But over time, she starts to feel a weight, an emotional labor she never agreed to. And slowly, it pushes her back. The man who creates safety has his own inner resources. He can sit with discomfort without immediately outsourcing it. He comes to her from a place of wholeness, not need. And when she sees that you can handle your own storms, she trusts you to be steady in hers. That trust is when she starts to fall. Number 3, you don't change your behavior based on her mood. A lot of guys are unconsciously calibrated entirely to her emotional state. When she's warm and engaging, they're confident and present. But the moment she goes slightly cold or distant, just having a low energy day, something shifts. They get anxious. They start overcompensating, seeking reassurance, or pulling back in a strange, punishing way. What this communicates without a single word is that your internal state depends entirely on her, that she has to manage her own emotions and yours simultaneously, and that is deeply unsafe. The man who creates safety stays even. He's warm when she's warm, and equally warm when she's cold. He doesn't chase her good moods or get destabilized by her bad ones. That steadiness, that refusal to be emotionally controlled by her fluctuations, signals that there's something solid here, something she can actually lean on, and solid is safe, and safe is where love grows. Number 4, you say difficult things calmly instead of avoiding them or exploding. Think about what it communicates when a man can address something uncomfortable, a boundary that was crossed, a situation that needs clearing up, and do it with complete calmness. No aggression, no passive aggression, no resentment that builds quietly for weeks before erupting sideways. Most men do one of 2 things. They avoid the uncomfortable conversation entirely because they hate conflict, or they wait so long that when they finally address it, The emotion behind it is too big, and it all comes out wrong. Both responses create the same feeling in her: unpredictability. She never knows if something is genuinely fine or secretly not fine. But the man who can say, "Hey, I want to talk about something," and then do it with warmth, clarity, and zero drama is profoundly safe to be around. She knows the communication is honest. She knows there are no hidden resentments. She knows what's real, and knowing what's real is the foundation of emotional safety. This is one of the most attractive and underrated skills a man can develop. Number 5, you remember the details she thought you weren't paying attention to. She mentioned something 3 weeks ago, casually in the middle of a conversation about something else entirely. She mentioned she was stressed about a specific situation, or nervous about something coming up, or that a certain date mattered to her. She didn't make a big deal of it. She just said it, and assumed, the way women often do, that it floated right past you. Then one day, out of nowhere, you bring it up. "Hey, how did that thing go? Did you figure out what you were worried about?" Just casually, because you actually remembered. The impact of that moment is hard to overstate, because what you just proved is that you were actually there. Not physically present, but mentally, emotionally present. Paying attention to her specifically, not performing attention, actually taking her in. For a woman, feeling truly heard, not just tolerated, not just entertained, but genuinely heard and remembered, is one of the deepest forms of emotional safety that exists. She thinks, "This man actually sees me." And when a woman feels seen by a man she's attracted to, she falls. It's almost that simple. Number 6, you have a life and a direction that exist independently of her. This one seems counterintuitive, but it matters more than almost anything else on this list. A man with his own purpose, his own goals, momentum, friendships, and growth happening independent of whether she's in the picture, creates a very specific kind of safety. The safety of knowing he won't collapse if she has a bad day. The safety of knowing his happiness isn't entirely tied to the status of this connection. The safety of knowing she's choosing to be with a full person, not propping up an empty one. Because here's the quiet fear that lives in the back of a woman's mind when a man makes her his entire world too soon. What happens if I disappoint him? What happens if I need space? What happens if I'm just human for a day? With a man who has his own full life, she knows the answer. He'll be fine. He has other sources of meaning. She is an addition to his life, not a replacement for one. And that freedom, the freedom to just be human without the weight of being someone's everything, is one of the most underrated forms of safety a man can offer. Keep your life full. Invite her into it. Don't hollow it out for her. Number 7, you are honest even when it would be easier not to be. This is the one that creates the deepest safety of all. Not honesty as a performance or a point to prove, just quiet, consistent, unpretentious honesty. You say what you actually think. You tell her when something doesn't work for you. You don't pretend to be fine when you're not, or enthusiastic when you're not feeling it. You don't tell her what she wants to hear when the truth is something different. You're just real, consistently, quietly, calmly real. I know what you're thinking. Isn't it better to keep things smooth? Isn't it easier to just agree, go along, avoid the friction, maybe in the short term? But consistent honesty is what makes her feel like the ground beneath her is solid. She knows what you say is what you mean. She doesn't have to read between the lines or wonder if the calm is hiding something. Your track record tells her your words are reliable, and that reliability, that quiet certainty that this man will tell me the truth, is the deepest emotional safety a woman can feel. When she has it, she stops protecting herself. She stops keeping one foot near the exit. She lets herself fall, fully, because she trusts the ground she's falling toward. Here's what all 7 of these come down to. Emotional safety isn't built through grand gestures or perfect timing. It's built slowly, quietly, through consistent behavior over time. being the same man everywhere, handling your own emotions, staying steady through her storms, having the calm, difficult conversation, actually listening, keeping your own full life, telling the truth. None of this is complicated, but almost no men do all of it consistently. The ones who do, women don't just like those men. Women choose them, deliberately, with both feet, because for the first time, they feel safe enough to stop calculating and just fall. That's what you're building, not just attraction, the kind of connection a woman keeps choosing because being with you feels like solid ground in a world full of uncertainty. Be that, and watch what happens.